So in this video, I'm going to share with you the things that I love most about this Citizen Chronomaster AQ4020. As mentioned in part 1 of this video, I spent a long time looking at this watch online, that is, reading about it, watching videos about it, checking out the specifications and all that. I even went down to the store, our boutique, to have a look at this one, put it on my wrist for a while to see if I really like it. And here I am after 2 months of ownership of this watch, and I'm going to share with you what makes this watch so fantastic, so amazing, and why I'm so in love with it. Number one, I love this full titanium build over here. This watch is made from titanium, from the watch case, watch crown, everything, clasp, bracelet, links, whatever, they are made from titanium. Not just titanium, the titanium here is also coated with Citizen's Duratec coating, which is a proprietary type of anti-scratch coating. And the benefits of having this combination, this build and this coating, is just out there for you to see. Alright, the watch feels very light. Alright, when you strap on this watch, you feel like it is a plastic watch. To me, this is a great feeling because I'm not a big fan of overly heavy watches these days. I know in the past I loved huge watches that are very heavy, 180 grams, 190 grams, but I think these days I'm gradually moving towards watches that are more manageable, more wearable, more comfortable to wear. This watch here, when sized to my wrist, it comes in at 73 grams, and I feel that this is such joy to wear. This is a fantastic use of materials from Citizen. Alright, so the coating here also makes it sort of tougher, and I would say the scratch resistance is definitely higher, better than most other watches without this coating. Okay, so far I've worn this watch about 3 times and I don't even see fine lines or marks on the bracelet or clasp. So typically for a bracelet watch, these are the areas that you will see fine lines, micro lines and all that, but all I'm getting here is just smudge and fingerprints. I think this is amazing. Alright, so if you were to look at other watches, for example a Seiko, or even Swiss watches, for example my Tudor BB58, you're bound to get fine lines on the clasp as well as the bracelet, but for this one, not a single scratch or line at all. And that is including this bezel here, which is high polished, not a single line at all. And number 2, I love the super high accuracy found in the AQ4020. The A060 movement here is accurate to 5 seconds per year. And I think this accuracy is unheard of until I come across this watch. I'm very impressed by its high accuracy. For reference, a Seiko, a low-end Seiko 4R, 6R movement typically comes in around 20 seconds per day. Of course, there are stories of fans getting about 2 seconds per day, but even that sucks when compared to this watch here, which has an accuracy of 5 seconds per year. Alright, so if you're looking at COSC certified movements like Rolex and whatever you've got, you're looking at about 2 to 3 seconds per day. That's per day, alright? So in a year, you're looking at a few minutes off. But for this one, you're looking at 5 seconds off per year. Alright, so I set the time sometime in mid-December, and we're already coming towards mid-Feb now. This is 11th February. So for this watch, I don't bother to reset the time to make it nice for any videos. That's just too much of a hassle, and I think it has not gone off yet. Alright, not a single second off. This is truly fantastic. So on top of the high accuracy, we're also getting perpetual calendar, which means this watch, you don't need to reset for the month of February. Alright, so the month of February has 28 or 29 days. Typically you need to do a reset for months with 31 days or something like that. But for this watch, no such worries. It is preset due to the perpetual calendar, and you need to depress this pusher over here, which I can't be bothered. Alright, so the watch here was set in mid-December, and I intend to leave it as it is, and we're going to check for accuracy maybe in mid-year or up to the 1 year mark. Let's see if this one here, it is as accurate as the paper would suggest. Number 3, I love the fact that this is an EcoDrive movement. In other words, it is solar powered. I don't know if it's a rechargeable battery or a capacitor which is inside this case here. Doesn't matter, alright? I do love and enjoy the fact that I don't have to bring it to a shop for battery change, because whenever I visit a watchmaker or jeweler, when I come back from battery change, I tend to see new scratches here and there, alright? Some marks at the lux, some marks at the bracelet, some mark at the case back itself. I'm sick and tired of that, so this is a great move by Citizen, alright? EcoDrive is the way to go. No more visits to showrooms or watchmakers for battery change. For those of you Grand Seiko fans out there or owners of Grand Seiko, I think you'll agree with me that changing the battery isn't a problem. It is going to the service center which is a problem, alright? So the Grand Seiko service center is not exactly a nice place to visit. Okay, so I'll be honest with you, I rather visit the Swatch Group's service center than Tongxia, alright? So and the fact that this one here does not require me to go for a battery change is fantastic. And lastly, the reason why I love this watch is the fact that it is so underrated and so under the radar. So looking at this watch here, if I put this watch, I strap on the watch, you look at the watch from afar, you would just think that it could be a Seiko 5. It is one of those cheap quartz watch where it is under 200 Singapore dollars. But when you hold it in your hands, when you talk about the specifications, when you see how well finished this watch is, and I think you'll be amazed, I think you'll be shocked that this watch is way better than many watches that are highly coveted in the watch collecting world. And I must admit, I simply love the look on people's faces when they hear the specifications, the accuracy, as well as the price of the watch. Okay, so they could be laughing at me, alright? They could be thinking this guy is crazy to buy a quartz watch. But I don't really care. I bought this watch because I love it. I love how good it is and I love how underrated it is. So in summary, this watch definitely has many things to like about. For me, I've shared with you the 4 points on why I love this watch. I love this purchase that I made last year, and so far I have not regretted this purchase. I think it's a very worthy purchase. This watch definitely has a place in my collection. It's going to stay in the collection for a long time. Okay, so in fact, I find myself gravitating towards this model, this watch, every time I open my watch box. Previously, I have other first choice watches, but this is fast becoming one of my favorites, one of my preferred watches. I'll go as far as to say that this watch has everything that you would need, everything that you would like in a wristwatch. From the materials used, to the accuracy, the precision, the finishing, the lightweight feel you get, the materials used here. I think this watch has a lot going on for it, and you will definitely fall in love with the watch once you handle this one. So now stay tuned for part 3, where I'm going to share with you what I dislike about this watch. See ya, bye bye.